Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. It is still March 28th. It is Monday, 2022. Uh, Still cold. It's like you see some snow kind of coming down here right now, but the sun is out at the moment. It's so weird. It's a very weird day. It's been a very, very cold day. So I was debating whether to do this video, do a fireside chat video, or come back out and go back in the greenhouse. But it is like we have the fire cranking because it is that cold outside. So I said, well, I will roast if I sit in front of the fire. So I said, all right, it's going to be back to the greenhouse video. So we're going to go back in here real quick, and then we're going to get into this video in a moment. Just a quick reminder before we start this video that I will be live streaming tonight for members, hardcore members only. That's going to be at 8 o'clock. Again, if you would like to become a hardcore member and join us for that live stream, you have to go to my main page here on YouTube. You'll see the join button. You become a hardcore member, and then we will see you in the chat tonight. Again, you don't have to do that. I'm still going to live stream 3 days a week no matter what, but that's just an extra bonus for those folks, okay? All right, so we're going to get right into this video, guys. We're talking about the border crisis and how it's about to get a whole lot worse. All right, so I'm going to give you some statistics first. All right, last year in 2021, more than 2 million people were arrested for illegally crossing the southern border. All right, that's 4 times the number that were arrested in 2020. So first of all, let's take that into consideration. So four times the number of people were arrested because of Biden's border policies, and we're going to get into all that here in a moment. Also, how many got through that didn't get caught? So that's something to think about too. They caught more than 2 million people, but how many others got through, and what was that number? I hate to think how many didn't get caught. All right, so that's just something to ponder off the top, okay? So anyway, that number is more than double the 2014 and 2019 border crisis, that more than 2 million people from last year. So just let that resonate for a moment, all right? So first thing Biden did when he got into office, he ended all deportations for 100 days and ended Trump's stay in Mexico policy permanently. So he stopped that altogether, right? Let's see. He also drastically restricted ICE agents' ability to arrest, detain, and deport even criminal illegal immigrants. So even the ones that are criminal, he made it much, much harder for ICE agents to do their job to arrest these people who are here illegally, get them back out of the country. Now, one of the things that's going on now, and they were both President Trump and President Biden used Title 42, okay, so Biden or Trump used it for everybody. He used Title 42 for everybody, kept everybody in Mexico, if they were, because everybody's looking for asylum, right? Everybody wants to come to the U.S., they're all looking for asylum. But what happened is even Biden had used Title 42, which basically eliminated more than half of the people because of the CDC guidelines saying that, they were a danger medically, because of diseases and all those type of things from being able to come into the country. So they were using that. But Biden is doing away with that. He's not going to be using that anymore. What he's changing the policy to, and I want you to think about this, okay? What he's changing the policy to is now these asylum officers, because he's saying that the backlog is like 6 months for cases to be heard for asylum seekers, right? So what he's doing now is he's granting asylum officers the ability to grant asylum to people, but not deny them asylum. So the only thing that they can do is say either yes, you can come into the country and have asylum, or no, they don't have that options to deny them asylum. What they do then is they give them, and this is what amazes me, folks, and I want you to think about this, really, really think about this. What they do is they give these folks an appearance ticket, a court date, and then they release them into our country. Does that make any kind of sense whatsoever? Any kind of sense? I don't think so. You're here illegally, you've crossed the border illegally, but oh yeah, okay, so here's your court date, and you got to come to court on this date, and then you get released into the country anyway? Does that make any kind of sense? How is that going to deter anybody from coming here? Where President Trump had said they had to stay in Mexico while they were waiting to find out if they were going to be granted asylum or not. All right, 70% of voters think that the border policy is a problem. The border is a problem. And what they're doing is obviously not helping this in any way, shape, or form. Okay? Absolute insanity, in my opinion, that you have the situation where all these people are coming over here, and because of Biden changing the policies and saying no deportations for the 100 days, and then now he's changing Title 42. So even, I want you to think about this, even the people now that medically would be said, no, I'm sorry, because of whatever infectious diseases or possibly that you have, you're going to be denied asylum and not being able to come into the country, they're going to be allowed to stay too. They're all going to be given a court date. Oh yeah, which goes along back into that backlog that is already over 6 months for these asylum judges that are looking at granting or denying asylum for people. So and they get to stay in the United States. So I mean, how insane is that? And I want you to think about something else. Do you not think that these people that are here illegally, that have come here illegally already, don't already realize that, okay, yes, all we got to do, they're calling their relatives, down in this whatever South American countries that they're in, and say, okay, well, if you do this, this, and this is how you get in here, and this is how you get to stay. It's crazy. It's absolute. I think the garbage man's finally here. He didn't come last week. The garbage company, the one company got bought out by another company, so they had to switch and all this type of stuff. So that's what we're hearing now, is the garbage man's finally here. So it's picking up 2 weeks worth of garbage. But again, this is a huge, huge, huge problem. And, thinking again of the number of people that were caught. More than 2 million people were caught last year. I hate to think what that number is going to be this year. And those are just the ones that got caught. Again, how many people came through, got through without any kind of issues whatsoever? I want to hear your guys' feedback. And I want you to realize, for me, this has absolutely zero to do with whatever race anybody is. It has nothing to do with anything like that. What it has to me, there's all kinds of people trying to get into this country legally. And they're having to wait years and years and years and go through all kinds of hoops and things like that. And these folks know that if they come up through the southern border, that they can just cross over and they're fine. It's insanity to me. To me, it's just absolute insanity. And then who ends up taking care of them, folks? And I want you to think about that too. A lot of times, these people end up on the system now, or they go and they work for companies that, meat packing companies, where they're doing chickens and all those type of things, where they're hiring all these people, right? Because who's going to benefit? Let's think about it. Who's going to benefit? Oh yes, big business. It's all a game. The whole system is rigged. And basically, they know, and I want you to think about this too. So these people are coming up here. They want to work. They want to get jobs and stuff like that. So they can't get a regular job because they don't have a social security number and stuff like that. So they're limited on where they can go. So they end up working for these companies that they don't have the rights as a regular worker in the United States. And these businesses don't have to pay benefits. And if you get somebody that complains about the long hours or anything like that, they're out the door and there's somebody else there waiting to get in. It's absolutely crazy, and that it's allowed to happen, and that it's not more businesses being held accountable for what they're doing. Again, if these people were not coming here to be able to get jobs and knowing that they can come here and get jobs, they would stop coming. So it is being allowed to happen. Big business is a huge benefactor of this. Don't think that palms aren't being greased along the way. Policy is determined in those type of things. But again, my thought process always goes to the fact of what other folks are coming across that border that are not just looking for a better way of life and those type of things. How many bad actors are coming across the border? And I think they might be a little bit more sophisticated than a bunch of people trying to come across. They probably have help. They probably have people already here in the States that are facilitating them getting over, picking them up, and doing all those type of things. It's an unbelievable, terrible system. And then let's not even talk about the human trafficking that is taking place with children and women that are, put into the sex trade and all those type of things as well. So it's not just a matter of, let's keep all those brown people out of the United States. It has nothing to do with that. It is everything that is going on along with it. And when things are allowed to happen, there's always going to be a problem with that. So I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Did you know what the new policies was going to be with Biden at the border, making it even easier to get into the United States? And then what happens, and let's think about this for a moment. What happens when they don't show up for their court date? Is there any repercussions? Does anything, do they get in any kind of trouble? They're long gone. Who knows where they are? So, insane policies being done. It's being done on purpose, in my opinion. It's just, it is unbelievable. But again, you always have to follow the money, see who's going to benefit from it, and, people are being taken advantage of, and that's not right either. All right? So, anyway, real quick, I'm going to mention my website, PrepperNurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse 1 community there, which is a resource that we have set up for you guys to be able to connect with like-minded people. It is free to join. You do have to register, but no credit card information is asked. Once you're in, check out the message boards. Look for people in your state or your country, like-minded folks. Like I said, again, it's a resource that we set up for you guys. Next, we also, on my website, if you go there, PrepperNurse1.com, you will see the Forefathers logo. If you click on that, it will take you to their website. They are a CBD and hemp store. Again, if you decide to make a CBD or hemp purchase, you can save 15% on your purchase by using the discount code PrepperNurse1. It's there for you to use, and it's the number one, not O-N-E. It's a good thing to have. It helps with a myriad of different things. CBD is a really good product. I use it myself. So I don't get behind companies that I don't believe in, just so you know. Also, on my website, PrepperNurse1.com, if you click on store, it will drop down. You will see Legacy Foods. You click on that, it will take you to the store within the website. Again, 25 years shelf life, GMO-free, GMO-free, gluten options available for people that need that. It is also vegetarian, but there are beef and chicken options available as well. Largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies. So it's a really good thing to have, long-term food storage. It's definitely something you should have in your preps. So anyway, guys, for right now, I am going to jump off of here, get this video set to go up. This will go off at 7 o'clock. Again, I'll be live streaming tonight at 8 for my hardcore preppers, so definitely check that out if you are interested. Also, guys, remember, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. Step thing and day. one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. All right? I will see you all later. I hope everybody has a great day. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.